Hey everybody, how you doing? We made it to yet another Wednesday. How cool is that? How's everybody doing today? Let's see who we have. We have David Lee Trevino, good to see you. We have Roy, Color Graphics. Colette, great to see you. Great to see you, Roy. John Diekman, always a pleasure. Montreal's in the house. Go Canadians. Patrick is here. We have Willie. Thank you so much for coming by, sir. And we have John Payne. So a great group already. So I'm already happy with the result of the live stream. That is great. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and turn on. Remember, I have a different compressor after 7:30. I use my silent compressor. Before 7:30, like business hours, I use my California Air Tools, which is an 8-gallon. So that's your big boy. And so we are doing part 4 of Dua Lipa, which is really great. And so I have something to show you. I am doing a giveaway, but I want to do a giveaway in a way that helps me and helps you. And now I have to find what it is I'm giving away. Where did it go? It was just here a moment ago. So I am actually going to be giving away a print of my work. And I don't know if you remember a while ago I did a painting called Aroused by Mark Rothko. So here's the print. So I love the way it came out. This is on canvas, and I'll put a mat on it, and I'm actually going to be giving this away, and I'm very excited. So what I would do, hey Mickey, how you doing? And thank you, Mickey and Mikey and Colette. I appreciate that. No sound. Okay. Is there sound now, guys? Can you guys hear the sound now, or is it still no sound? Because that's odd. So you guys can hear me? Give me a yes if you can hear me. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is I want to give this away. I want to give this. Thanks everybody. I think the other camera angle didn't have sound, so I have to work on that. So if you guys are interested in getting this free, I will sign and date it on the mat. And so Raul, how's it going? If you guys are interested, what I want you to do is I want you to like this all you have to do is like this video. I also want you to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, you're already in the running. Okay? So all you have to do is like and subscribe, and you're already in the running. Just like that. So so go ahead and make sure you're subscribed, and I'm going to be happy to send this out to you with a mat. I'll pay for the shipping, everything, and this is I'm really happy with it. I have to say, I'm so happy with the way that the print came out. You know, it looks like it's clear coated. It may be, not telling, but I may introduce selling prints in the future, so this is sort of my inaugural one. So that's pretty cool. So go ahead and do that. Oh, one more thing. So one more thing you have to do. Sorry I didn't tell you the one more thing. Is you just have to email me at paintedglyphs@gmail.com and say that you want to be in the contest. And there's the email address there in the comments. I just put that. I do sell originals all the time, Mikey. Definitely. You can go to paintedglyphs.com. I sell them. If there's anything that you're interested, you let me know. And everything is so like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and just send me that email. So I will be giving this out before next Wednesday. So I'll let you know, and I'll send it out immediately. So I hope that's something that you guys would enjoy. But I have a process for making prints, and I'll be doing 5x7s of my work and some other really cool things, which is exciting. So let me load my Extreme Patriot Arrow, and I'm going to load that with my light mixture. And remember, you always want to start the day with, when you're working on your painting for the first time, since your last session, you don't want to do that. You don't want to go in with the medium mixture or the dark mixture. If you've been painting all day and you've been working on the painting for a while, then you can. If you want to be warmed up before you go in with the heavy guns, so to speak, right? So that's important. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the. So, do you guys want the comments on the picture, or are you okay without the comments on the picture? Give me a yes that you want the comments on the screen. If not, it just gives more real estate for the reference photo. You guys let me know. See, this is a great live stream. It's, it's interactive. It's what you all want as well. So definitely let me know. Okay, so let me go ahead and stick this here. There we go. Oh, so definitely Willie does not care for the comments. Okay, so 1 vote for no comments. 2 votes for no comments on the screen. So 2, okay, so that really is good. So if you guys want it, 3 for no. So if you guys want it on there, speak now and hold your peace. Right now it's 3 votes no, 0 yes. It's like a democracy. 4 no. Wow. I have to listen to you guys and girls, right? I can't assume this is what you want. It's like, oh, this is what my people. No, I have to ask you guys. So look at that. Look at all those no's, right? Boy. Okay, and you can always see your comments. Either, hey, the nameless subscriber, how are you? So we have a non-decided. Thanks, nameless subscriber. I appreciate you. So right now you can see we can basically go ahead and put the reference where all the comments were. So that's good. So let's see, where is she? Here we go. See that? So I guess you guys like this better so you can really see what I'm doing. So that's cool. Okay. So I can understand where you're coming from. So good to hear it. Let me get my glove. Michael Jackson. There we go. And so how's everyone doing? Is anyone out there working on a new painting? If so, I'd love to hear what it is. And so I'm glad Nameless Subscriber is starting working on a tattoo. Wow. I'd love to see it. Email me at paintedglyphs.com. When it's done, I'd love to see it. So I'm just going to get acclimated. I'm going to work on some of the darks. In the light mixture, I'm not really making any big decisions, just getting warmed up. That's all. So, did I see Brad out there? I thought I saw Brad. Let me see. Oh, yeah, there's Brad. Okay, Brad's out there. That's good. All right, so we are just... So who's working on a painting or a tattoo out there? Love to hear it. Working on a canvas. Oh, wow. Marvel comic. Which character? I love, that's how we all started out, Well, most of us, the young men, We started out drawing comics, and that's what I was doing. Nameless subscriber says, only thing he likes about the comments on the screen, it lets see if you've gotten it on the end. There's like a 7-second, oh, I see, yes. But I think you guys could see the, the reference a little bit bigger, so that might be a good thing, right? So I think it works out. Doing a memorial portrait, yes, that was coming out really good, John Payne. So John, really good work, great work, I should say. And then we have Brad, and Brad's doing some great paintings, multiple paintings going on at the same time. So is Mr. John, working on several pieces. Yes, what to reiterate the nameless subscribers question, what character are you working for Marvel? Hey there, Mr. Todd, how you doing today? Good to see you. So Todd, as I said earlier, those who are coming in, if you like the video and you haven't subscribed, subscribe and send me an email that you want to be in the running for this painting, this print of this painting. Let me know. So you have to like the video. You're already subscribed, but if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And then you will see that. So you get this print, which is really good, and I'll send it out to you. So Todd, definitely do that. Put you in the running. There's not many of us, so you actually have a good chance. It's not like one of those channels that have, 30,000 subscribers. There's only 3,500 of us, and watching the live streams, maybe 4,000. But a lot of people, I would say, you probably have a 1 in 30 or 1 in 40 chance of winning it, which is great. Oh, one of Wanda. So, oh, Gene of Magneto. Wow, that sounds pretty cool. Can't wait to see it. So remember, we're always going to work on areas that we're neglecting. So let's zoom down here. Actually, we don't have to zoom. We'll just move over. Okay. So right over here, I want to work on her shirt. Not gotta work, but want to. And let's continue to darken this up here. And we're going to take our time with the darkening, right? There's no points for speed, There's a dark line right on the edge of this. 1 second rule always. Right? Always 1 second rule. Go, and we'll just continue with the texture as well, pumping that trigger up and down, right, back and forth, I should say. Pump that trigger. And you see it's kind of a soft edge over here. So I'm just working this leather jacket here. A lot of it is the dark mixture. We'll get there. But we build up our dark. We're not trying to hit it right off the bat. We're just building. Go. The bad thing about the magnets sometimes is they get away with they get in the way. So you just got to make sure you don't let them take over. There we go. Now, someone asked me during the week, you know, how should they go? Did they go dark and then go light? And I definitely told them without a shadow of a doubt that they definitely want to go light and work up to get dark. You know, don't try and get the value right away, because if you go dark, there's nowhere to go. You don't have any room for building it up. You don't have any room for building up texture. So you definitely want to make sure that you build it up slow, so you can make those decisions as you go, as opposed to, you know, guns blazing, that sort of thing. Of course, there are different schools of thought, but that's my school of thought. You know, why try and solve something as complex as that, you know, right off the bat? I don't think that's being fair to you, trying to handle that in one shot. And pumping that trigger, you're able to go ahead and start get the texture of the leather. Hey, what's up, Toe Beans? How's it going? Good to see you. Is this your first time with us? I don't remember seeing you. So who is Toe Beans? Oh, it's Wendy. Okay. So it changed your name, Wendy. Okay. Good to see you, Wendy, as always. What I'm going to do is I'm going to load up my second Extreme Patriot arrow. This is the Extreme Patriot 105. It has everything the same, you know, my customized process. The only thing, this airbrush has a larger cup, and I use both of them. So this is going to be for the medium mixture, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in. Oh, okay. And, you know, this live stream is just going to be a relaxing live stream. You guys are going to be asking me questions when they come up. I'm just going to be painting, you know, as if you're looking over my shoulder. And I think that's really great for, you know, just to see the process. I think it really will be good. That's why I want my live streams to be the most informative and just, you know, low-key, kind of taking it easy. Wendy, you're back. How are you doing that? How do you change your name, Wendy? That's the question. Wendy, your technical knowledge on the internet is always astounding, which is great that you can do all that. So now I'm in the medium mixture. I did my warm-up pitches. And now we're going to start enriching some of these darks here. That was interesting. If you ever do get a little blowout like that, for whatever reason, just make sure you dry it off first and then go in. You don't want to, if your area is too wet, you definitely don't want to oversaturate, right? So let that dry because you're working on paper, you know? That's true, Colette. How do we know it's the real Wendy? Oh, so Wendy, your son wanted to start a channel and he calls it Cat Pours Toe Beans. Oh, very cool. Okay. And remember, Rome is not built in a day. Don't try and figure everything out at once. Just slowly build things up. See how I'm slowly building up that leather jacket? I'm not in a rush. And the reason why I'm working is because this was a very underworked area, and I definitely don't want one area way ahead of another one, and that's what happens, and you don't want that either. So I always leave my air on when I'm painting. You know, keep the trigger down, and then I pump the trigger. I'm trying to use my glasses a lot less, you know. And but when I have to, I have to. With the magnets, you always got to double check, make sure that you're not creating little circles. So you always want to make sure that that's not happening. And then we can work on the center area, but I always like to save my table. So I always make sure that I cover the table rather than just kill the table. Move this over. There we go. Make sure you get the other magnets out of the way. And then we can continue working on this area. We have the medium mixture, so right now we're actually deepening those darks. And it might look, you know, a little blotchy or something like that, but don't worry because that's what happens, you know. You just gradually build things up. That's the way that we need to work. We just gradually build things up. And let's see what you guys all say. Wendy, bake a cake and we know it's you. That's true. Patrick, do you have any pictures of it posted on his Instagram? Okay, cool. So everyone, if you haven't, go to Pat Painting, Patpainting, on Instagram and see Patrick's Instagram and you know, see if we can all, you know, like his page or follow him on Instagram. Okay, so, and let's see. So we do have a lot of work to do here. So let's see if we could just start facilitating that, working up here a little bit in the jacket. Once again, I'm in the medium mixture, and I'm just deepening some of these values here. Working on the leather jacket right now. Just catching up the leather jacket to all the work that we did on her face and her fingers and her hair. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of my aggressive erasers. Which one do I want? So one of the things I like doing is making a chisel with my eraser. So I'm just going to cover her up here, put this here, and then get my X-Acto knife. And I'm going to make a chisel, and I'll show you, and you'll see I'm going to have this really beautiful chisel like that. See that? And we're going to see how that works. We might have to adjust it, but this way we can really get a really nice incised line. Let's see how that goes. Alright, so now we have to concentrate with the 1 second rule. We don't put things in there that don't exist, right? That would be crazy. So let's go ahead and put in this right here. With the 1 second rule, I can see that the angle is going down, like so. There we go. And we just have to shape this. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. Wendy says she looks beautiful so far. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There's no rush. I'm just taking it easy. I'm going to work it slow and not go crazy. So with the 1 second rule, I am just really just paying attention to angles and whatnot. Go. And then here it's just this light shade, not a highlight, but just a light shape right here. And that goes right out to about here. You know, doing stuff like this, you know, even though it's just a leather jacket and there's details leather jacket, look at that as the supporting cast, right? You know, it's not the star of the show, but if we get that right, it's just going to make everything else, make the star look so much better. So I'm looking at the angle difference, right? And so now that I have that incised line, I could go ahead and right here, this comes down and over like this. And then we have the stitching. Of the jacket here, and I think the stitching comes way down further, and then I can come back in with the medium mixture and I can sculpt this out. So it's not just a positive detail, but the negative detail, like the ones we're getting now, that we want to look for. And I believe that's called reductive detail, when you're erasing away. Cool, so that's great. People are going on Patrick's Instagram, so that's good. Share the love. So when we do this, we can see that the drawing was off on that highlight. So we're just going to fix that. Let it dry, and then we're going to fix the drawing of that, of her coat. So drawing aspects happens throughout the painting, right? You're always going back and forth. You're always correcting, you know. It's not like we don't have incredible powers of observation, because when you dream, you recognize everyone perfectly you're dreaming of. Is because your mind does capture all those details correctly, but in our waking moments, our cells, our symbolic selves, get in the way. Trees are brown, grass is green, you know, blonde hair is yellow. All that is like symbolic and totally wrong, and it gets in the way, right? So that's definitely something that, you know, is always, we always have to fight, especially if we want to be realistic painters. So John said he cooked a frozen burrito in the air fryer. Wow, that sounds interesting. You don't hear about that every day. How did it come out? And while that's drying, we'll move on over to the dark of her hair, which creates a cast shadow onto her neck. Great, a lot of people are, so that's cool. If you have an Instagram or a YouTube channel, go ahead and post it, and we'll make sure that we all support each other. So that's cool. Thank you guys for doing that. And thank you for sharing, Patrick. Okay, so I'm just going to continue moving around here. And I do like to move around. Gives other areas time to dry, and also keeps your head in the game as far as thinking about the whole picture and not just the individual parts. And we're still in the medium mixture. We're just deepening up these darks here as we go. Okay, so we have some hard edges over here. Let me get my freehand shield, but remember, always use your pencil. It's so important. And that would be cool. Let's see. And I'm just going to look at that edge here because I know we have a hard edge over here as it comes down here like this, and then this comes out. And now that we see it, now we can go ahead and apply it. We'll get our freehand shield, and we'll just, you know, perpendicular, not parallel. 1 second rule. Great thing about working in the ink is that it is, the pencil lines don't get trapped underneath. So that's a good thing. So always feel confident that, you know, you can work in pencil and then easily erase afterwards. If you're working in acrylic, those who know that you can't do that. Once you put acrylic over an eraser, you're going to have a heck of a time getting rid of that. And so that's one of the many advantages of working in my airbrush India inks. No mediums, no reducers, no, you know, 30, 40, 40, 50, 40, 12, none of that. You don't need to deal with any of that, just right out of the bottle. At the beginning you work in the light mixture, then the medium, then the dark. And I also have the white mixture for in the very beginning to establish the lights, and then white pastel for the highlights. Now I'm not saying it's foolproof, but if you look at it in relation to the other mediums, it certainly is foolproof in the airbrush world. It really is. You don't have to worry about what reduction. I did it for you, which is great, you know. Yes, Willie, ink is great. It really is fantastic. I love it. Oh, Wendy wants to know, where's my airbrush t-shirt? Yes, I do have it. If you want to purchase it, it's only $21.95, and it's pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's in last week's live stream. I was wearing it. So you can check it out there, you know. It's really great. I love that one. So you see, each time we go ahead and put in more of the medium mixture, the painting starts to actually become smoother, and that's the whole idea, is as I'm working slowly, I'm smoothing things out, and the painting just gets a more of a finished feel to it, see? So, you know, a lot of times I'll do this stuff off camera, but I figured, you know, maybe it would be good for you guys to see the process as if you're looking over my shoulders during even this area, you know, of the painting. as you see, I'm just moving down the painting and getting rid of all of the spots that really haven't been getting a lot of attention. Especially on the corners, you'll find. Hey, Mike Deloach, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Steve Johnson, how's it going? How are you today? Oh, the rings. I did the rings last week. And, you know, when I come in with the light mixture, I know you love that part, Mr. Steve. I will be doing them. That's basically light mixture territory. So you guys who just joined us, if you're not already subscribed, what I want you to do is subscribe and also like this video. Send me an email, paintedglyphs@gmail.com, and you have a chance to win this print of my painting, Aroused by Mark Rothko. I'm really happy with it. I actually love it a lot. Let me show you a little bit bigger. So here it is. Looks like it's clear coated, isn't it? So what's the process? Not telling. But as you can see, this looks really good. It's the first time that I did a print where I feel that it's close to the original. I mean, really close. So I'm really happy about it. So like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and also write me paintedglyphs@gmail.com, and you can actually go ahead and win this print. I will sign it, I will mat it, I will send it to you. So you have until Friday to go ahead and do that, you know, until Friday. So I really love the process. If I didn't love the process, I wouldn't show it, because I'm really a stickler when it comes to my work and reproducing it. But I really like it. So this is going to be nice. It's actually on canvas, and look how shiny it is, huh? Does that blow your mind? It blows mine. So, and the colors are extremely close to the original painting, if not right on the money, you know? So that's cool. So thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. Yes, I would love to talk about the process of my print, but not today, my friend. But I'll tell you, I'm very happy with my progress and everything like that. I'm getting there slowly, you know, with you know, printing my work and feeling confident about selling the prints, right? Because before I wasn't all that crazy about, you know, the print quality. I was almost feeling guilty selling them. But I don't feel guilty anymore, so I'm very excited. So as you can see, just smoothing up all of these areas, so when I come in with detail, bam, it's going to work out. At least that's the plan, right? A lot of areas when you're painting on the edges, it actually gets kind of... thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. Mike says it's glazed with tears of micron users. I love that, Mr. Deloach. Thank you. And I appreciate that. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just sort of getting some of the areas, but the edges always get neglected. For whatever reason, you know, we don't go to the lower right-hand corner or the lower left-hand corner, right? We just don't, for some reason, you'll see a lot of, even my paintings, you know, I go back and I say, what was I thinking? Why didn't I go and, you know, continue working on the edges, right? Definitely. So, there's a lot of exploration. So the way I'm working is how I would work on my own. So you kind of are like looking over my shoulder. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to handle certain areas. I'm just going with it and just working slowly, right? And so, just ever so slowly. So here's my eraser with the chisel. So I'm going to work on an eraser a little bit more. So let's see. So I'm going to just work on this edge here. Get rid of some of that wood that's on the side that can get in the way. And now I'm going to bring back, let me try and be neat. And then we're going to put back my baby cutting board. Not for cutting babies, it's baby because it's small. I don't want to get canceled. And so I am just going to create that nice chisel there. And let's put this over here. Get rid of that. Try not to be messy, Tim. So that's my goal, not to be messy. Okay, so we have her here. And now we're just going to try and scratch in some hair. I can't promise how it's going to come out, but let's give it a shot. Okay? And then we're going to go back to her sleeve, right? Didn't forget about it. We're going to go back to that sleeve. So I'm going to make my reference a little bit bigger. Right over here. And you see with the chisel, I'm able to get some nice hair. So one thing I want you to know is that I'm not trying to, get every hair. I'm really looking for the large masses. So I can even take that chisel and not go on the side, but go, on the blunt side, and I can get large areas. See that? Which is really cool. So I can get a large area like this, and then I can chisel it and get the smaller areas of the hair. Like I said, this is just me winging it. I'm not trying to be too prepared. Just this is how I would work if I'm working on my own, without all you amazing people watching me. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my Wednesdays with you guys and girls all watching me. Mr. Chris Garcia, how are you, sir? Always pleasure. How you doing? Always amazing to see you, sir. So as you can see, we are just putting in some hair here and there. Hey, that rhymes. So just establishing the hair makes a big difference. It really does. Oh, thank you, Steve, saying a week makes it work. Tim's cut. Willie, definitely not. I love babies. Tim loves babies. I always love that one saying where, a politician kisses babies and shakes hands, but he got it wrong, so he was shaking babies and kissing hands. So that was that's politically incorrect, So that would be really bad if I was shaking babies and kissing hands as opposed to shaking hands and kissing babies. I just love this part of the hair, just establishing it. And I'm going to get rid of most of it, right? I'm just going back and forth, That's exactly the way to do it, just back and forth. This part of the hair right here. Remember, I can do the blunt side. Just like so. And then I can do the chiseled side. Just get those hairs established. Like I said, oh, Willie, thank you. Willie says it looks like the picture. Better than the picture. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate that. And then down here we have some Now, it's really not as important the shape of the and how big the hair areas that you do, as long as you get the direction of the hair. That's the crucial part, right? If you get the direction, then you're understanding, the form of the hair and what it's doing if you get that direction correct. Oh my God, you had related injury. Oh, how are you doing, Chris? So tell me, are you feeling better, sir? Really sorry to hear that. I did not know, Chris. Mike says if Dua sees this, she might get highlights. I hope she sees this, right? That would be great, you know? And yes, I second that. So sorry to hear that, Chris, We're your friends here, so when you get hurt, you're bummed out. Wow. Okay, so I hope your hand gets better, my friend. Wow. So remember this part up here, we're going to continue. Now, the thing is with this, I want to make sure, I'm going to come in with a little less aggressive eraser. The single X, really beautiful. And so where does this begin? Right about here. So we're going to start this up right here. And then we're just going to, we're always drawing, right? Even though you're, in the, the middle part of the painting, you're always drawing. You're always looking at, contours and placement and proportions. Oh, man. So just get better. David Lee Trevino, how's it going, sir? So David purchased the Extreme Patriot Arrow, and I hope you like it. I always love to hear your thoughts. So Chris, just get better. Is anything we can do? Anything I can do, you let me know, sir. Oh, so true. Yes, I agree, Chris. Definitely. And David Lee says he will be starting a project. Oh, great. And using the airbrush. I can't wait. That's great. So let's go ahead and shape this light, If they send you to physical therapy, do what they say. It's worth it in the end. That's true, Chris. Physical therapy is great, Yes, I always want to respect law enforcement. And, you guys are doing a very rough job out there. And it's not easy. Trust me, I know it's definitely not easy, sir. And you guys do a very hard job. You run into harm's way. We all run away from it. You guys run towards it, and that is what I really respect. You guys protect us. Okay, so we have this area. We'll go back to our chisel, and we have this area here, and we'll just bring this down, and then we can darken this. Try and keep the 1 second rule at all times, right? It's always best, and keep the 1 second. Yes, taking over. Yes, that's right. Tim and Chris's live stream. That's, 5 more years. That go by quick. The 5 years before this is a blur for me. How about you guys? Did 5 years go by very quickly? Oh, yes. So, Todd wants to know what you say in the email. So, you just email at this email address, paintedglyphs@gmail.com. Paintedglyphs@gmail.com. And just say, I want to be in the drawing for the painting. That's all you have to do. Very simple. And let's see if I can just put that in the text here. paintedglyphs@gmail.com. Wow, that's big, huh? So let's make that smaller. Definitely have to make it smaller. So where is that button to make it smaller? Oh, it's right here. So let me put her over here. Right over here. Okay. So what we have to do is just make this smaller. So this is the email address that you want to email, paintedglyphs@gmail.com. And this way you just say, hey, I want to be in the running for the free print. And boom, that's it. Just make sure you subscribe, like this video, and go ahead and send that email. So that would work out perfectly. Not many people do it, so the chances of winning are actually pretty good. And that's going to be signed, right? I'm even going to mat it, and I'm going to ship it out to you. I'll pay for the shipping. So if whoever wins, I don't care what country you're in, I'm going to pay for the shipping. How's that? I'm crazy. I'm like Crazy Eddie's. The prices are insane. Free is a great price. Right? Just working this out. So during the pandemic, and we're still not out of the woods yet, how many have you actually had your groceries delivered for the first time? I love to hear. I had my groceries delivered for the first time. Kind of felt guilty that somebody was shopping for me. What about you guys? How did you feel about that? Hey, what's up, Bill? How's it going? How are you, sir? So Mr. Roy says he's well past 49, and Roy is a very young spirit, that's for sure. Mr. Roy. Always a pleasure talking to Roy. He's a really talented artist and very interesting gentleman. Colette says she don't feel guilty until she had to order 30 cases of water. That's funny. I would feel guilty then. Oh my God. Talk about, a tip. You have to give a tip at that point. Am I right? Oh no. Oh, so Bill says he had groceries a couple of times delivered, but I prefer doing it myself because I never get to get out of the house. So, but with the pandemic, I just try and limit my chances of getting it. So, some days I'm feeling brave, some days I'm feeling weary, and that's when I go ahead and I teach online, so I really don't have a lot of hours in a day, so sometimes it's another reason why I have to. Boy, talk about that is so true as far as time passing by quick. As I get older, it just seems like the days, the weeks, the months just fly by. It's like I'm trying to harness the time, And we're just going to continue with this chisel here, and we're just going to, because right here I can see my measurements are off with this light right here, so I'm going to darken this. Even though it's just a leather jacket, I want to get it right. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to be correct. That's true. We do got to make money to spend money. That's a sad thing. I'd like to spend money and not have to make money. That would be fun, right? But I think we'd all like to do that. So that dried a little bit. Notice I move over to another area, wait for it to dry before I actually can, go ahead and erase. Because you can tear into this paper quite easily. You don't want to do that. So I'm getting the angle correct and everything like that. Then I have this dark right here. Oh, ordering paint. Yes, I'm always ordering from Amazon, and it just seems like the more I purchase as far as art supplies, the more I need. But I think that's like a badge, badge of honor. Those art supplies should not be unused, sitting pretty on our desk or on our shelf. We want to use them so we can buy more, right? That's so important. So once again, all these little things are off, so I'm just going to correct the measurements of them. And rather than go ahead and continue working on that, because we do know that this is going to be wet paper, so we're going to give that time to dry, right? So let's move on over to a different area. And we have a nice dark area we haven't established with the medium mixture yet. So let's go ahead and do this dark right underneath our chin, our jaw area, I should say. I'm going to zoom in so I can see it. Hey Zavi, how's it going? How are you, sir? Wow, Zavi said he started 5 new painting this week and they all ended up. Oh, I want you to keep going, okay? Every time we have trouble, it's just think of it as money in the bank. You're making a deposit, right? So I want you to just always remember, keep working. Try and finish a painting if you can. And that's important, you know, try and work on the process of going very light to very dark. I think that's important to start light and work on it and go slowly. If you guys see my painting of Michael Hutchins from In Excess, I started that in the light mixture almost 80% of the painting. And it's so important, you know. Oh, Bill said he ordered the rest of the opaque wicked and ordered a full set of opaque illustrations. Oh, nice. Very cool acquisition. And pumpkin cake. Now that sounds great. So, yeah, so just work very light and just, you know, gradually go darker. I think that's the way to go when you're starting out, because you really don't have to solve the world's problems in your painting. You can just gradually do it. And, you know, that's basically it. It's not, I don't have to get it so perfect because I'm going so light. Just like this jacket, I don't have to go perfect. I'm just going super light, that's all. And you know what? I'll get it because, you know, there's no rush. And I'm taking my time. And I want you all to take your time and to go light, because when you go light, you can establish things such as texture. You can make corrections. You can do all these different things. Now, Chris said he tried the illustration line with my recommendation and he's digging it. Oh, that's so great. Yes, the illustration line is fantastic. It's the closest thing to inks, that not inks. The illustration line is actually closer to my inks than the other India inks of different colors, because they're not erasable. They have acrylic in it. And the acrylic, not that the illustration doesn't have the acrylic in it, it's just that it bonds way too much, right? Which is really rough. So that's why it's important to, that's why I love the illustration line so much, Chris, you know. I need a new Mac valve. This one is kind of leaky. And, you know, I got it for $8, and so I'm definitely not complaining. But I had this for maybe about 4 years now, so it did its job. I got to get a little better one this time. Oh, cool. So Colette says that was oh, thank you, Colette, for that. I appreciate that. Uh, Look at that. And so we're talking about cake, which is delicious. And Bill says at the end of the class graded on quantity produced some of the best pieces because they learned from creating. That's true. You do learn from actually going into it, right? You know, there's things that you can read in a book. I'm a book learner, but I realize that I have to get immersed in it as well. But Zombie, please, you know, don't get discouraged. Know that it's all the process, and the more you do it, the better it'll get, you know? Yeah, so Chris, definitely, when will you be by to pick it up? I'll have it ready for you and everything. So you let me know. When you have it, I'll have it perfect for you. I can even send that to you, Chris, if you like. So you let me know, sir. And I also have a little free gift that you're going to like with that, Chris. So, you know, anyone knows they purchase from me, they always get free gifts, you know? That's just the way I am. I love giving stuff, you know? I just love giving away stuff. When you guys buy a painting from me or anything like that, I just am so thankful. It's not like anything else. It's just me showing you how thankful I am that you actually decided to purchase from me when you could have purchased from anyone else, you know? So I have something really good in mind for you, Chris, when you're ready. Okay, great. Let me know. Give me some time so I can expect you, my good friend, and I'll take great care of you, as I always do. Chris made the most amazing coquito. Those of you who are not Puerto Rican, coquito is this amazing drink from Puerto Rico. It's coconut and a little bit of rum. Sometimes it has vodka in it. It's just really fantastic. I think vodka mostly, but it was just amazing. Thank you, Willie. I appreciate that. You guys are generous with me, and I'm just reciprocating, you know? That's just the way it is. And, you know, I just appreciate you guys, and, you know, I just want to show it as well as tell you all how much I appreciate you, you know? And like I said, on some channels will have a live stream and they'll have like, you know, 200 people in the live stream, and I'm just happy to have the right people right now, where you guys and girls are the right people. So that's why, you know, quality over quantity. So that's why I love my small live streams like now, you know. Oh, so Chris, are you going down to Kissimmee as well? That's cool. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna go up to Canada to hang out with Mr. Brad Mummery. You know, I got to get up there, so that would be cool. Brad actually has a farm. Did you guys know that? You know, like with cows and all that. I mean, when I was a kid, I saw my first cow, and I said, you know what I said? Look at the doggy. You know, that's what a city boy I am. You know, so that's so cool that Brad gets to see all that stuff. You know, you're going to the Tamco. Are you going to the Tamco takeover as well, Mr. Bill? Oh, the fishing. That's right. The walleye, right? The pike, which we call it here. So Zavi says he has good light to paint in. He's just bad with the airbrush, and I can do colored pencils. You know, the airbrush is not a talent thing as far as control, and if you stick with it, trust me, it's gonna come together. You know, I want you. Oh my God, Mickey, or is it Mickey or Mikey? Mikey, thank you so much. Oh wow, that is so fantastic. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me put that in the comments there. That's super chat. That is so amazing. You are very cool. I really appreciate that. You know, I love the support. You know, I really do. And so Ed Todd says, need to project something. First watching Lady Gaga on Patreon. It was the first time, Tim, you used a Canson paper. Yes, that was a lot of fun, Todd. If you want to paint that picture, let me know. I'll send it to you for reference. So if you want to do that, I'll be more than happy to hook you up, so to speak. Oh, I'm out of paint. So we're going to go ahead. Not like the mouse. Oh, Mikey. Okay, so cool. Oh, no. Mikey, I appreciate you, and thank you for keeping the channel alive. Don't forget to send that email. You live in New Zealand. I am going to send that to you. I will pay for the shipping if you win, sir. So, you know, I want everyone to be involved and included. Now I'm looking for my media mixture, which was right here. Maybe the cat got it. I don't know. Here's the media mixture. As you see, I changed the bottle, and I put the yin and yang in the media mixture. Oh, yes, Colette. You're doing good as well. You know, Colette's sticking with it, Zavi. And she's doing so well. And I want you to do so well as also. Um, and Chris says, how are those color lines? They're amazing. I really love them. I've been practicing with them, Chris. And thank you so much for them. They are great. And, you know, I love different surfaces, and the fact that it comes with a thicker board is really, a wonderful point of departure from the normal technique. And you can see just real slowly it's coming together, right? It's not something that's happening quick. Some live streams go fast, some go slow. This is kind of a slow one, but just let you know that, we're building things up very slowly. This jacket, although it's just this is just the supporting cast, it's still important nonetheless. And then we'll do this part. Remember, we waited for it to dry. Just like over here. Make sure we get that space correct. So we can use this one. There we go. Yes, thank you, John. That's true. Always got to encourage each other. That's so true. Because it's, everyone has those moments of doubt, no matter where you are in your airbrush journey, right? And we just got to be there for each other to say, hey, don't give up. This is that moment when you want to give up is that moment of truth. It's the turning point in your career as an artist, right? And if you come out fighting, I think that's so much better. And it just is really, really you'll see it as, wow, I remember that moment I wanted to quit. And that will just be a defining moment for your art career. See how now we are getting a little better with this. See, now I feel like I have the right angles. Kind of matches up the original drawing that I put in. Oh, no, you're doing great there, Colette, and you're all doing fantastic. And keep going, If you ever feel like, you're on the edge and you just want to quit airbrushing or you want to sell your airbrush, you text me. I'll talk you down, okay? So don't worry, you're not out there alone. And I don't want you to, you bought that airbrush for a reason. You love it. And I want you to continue. I don't want to buy your airbrush for a good price. A lot of people out there, I'll buy your airbrush from you. And I'm like, you suck if you're going to want to just buy their airbrush from them. Try and talk them into keeping their airbrush. Shit. Excuse my language. But yeah, you definitely want to, encourage people to stick with it, Actually, this isn't pastel. This is just an aggressive eraser. And I think I sent you one, Zavi, an aggressive eraser with your airbrush, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of these. I think I either sent you this one or this one. I'm not sure. But yeah, see, that's a great thing about these inks, guys and girls, is that they erase very well. And it's almost like drawing, Yes, Colette is. She's determined, and she's doing great. And we just We're just pushing, you know. And so Todd says that he feels his stuff is too dark even with the light mix. You know what it is? This is what I tell everyone. Whatever your instinct is, go lighter. No matter how light you think it should go, you should go even lighter, okay? So remember, your instinct, go even lighter. Because, you know, with painting in airbrush, light is always right. Trust me on this. I wouldn't send you down the wrong thing. With my technique, you'll be able to do it on your own, and you'll be able to succeed more often. So that's why I created the inks, to help artists to do it better on their own and succeed more than they have trouble. So that's the whole reason behind the inks. Because I know I can always paint in color and use all the mediums, but I'm doing this because the reason is it's a way of you getting control of something that if you went the normal route, it would be much more difficult. With this, you already have the light mixture, the medium mixture, you have the dark mixture. Don't worry, there's no 4011, 4012, 4050, 2020, 37. None of those things you have to worry about. No mediums and gels and anything like that. It's all mixed for you. Just go light, continue going light, work on the whole painting, get texture, get edges established, then go in with the medium mixture, then go in with the dark mixture. In the very beginning, we go with the light mixture, and we just establish the lights that brings the form up above the paper, because we're working on gray paper. It's a very pragmatic approach, and the reason is because, you know, it cuts out all that other guesswork. Is it skim milk? Is it half and half? Is it Sprite or Coke? What's the consistency? With mine, you don't have to worry about that. You just... When they say to paint, this is hilarious. I love when they say, oh, you can paint straight out of the bottle. Well, maybe that person can paint straight out of the bottle, but the rest of us, we need a little thinner, or you know what I mean? So that's why I always take that sort of work away, you know, that worry away from everybody using my inks. There are geniuses out there who can make any you know, consistency work, you know, they just know, but that's not how we begin. We don't begin with that. Now, good question. Zavi says, is your white illustration white or are you using ink? Good question. It's Drew Blair's 50/50 illustration white, and I dilute that half and half with the 4012 reducer. That's the only time, but I do that for you. You don't have to worry. You buy it from me and it comes just like that, so you don't have to worry about any of that, you know? So that's really cool. Wendy says she's heavy-handed, but she does some very beautiful, detailed and delicate work. So you underestimate yourself there, Wendy. You do some amazing stuff. I know you, Wendy, for a while now, and your work is just out of this world. And then we can come in with the medium mixture again. No, you're doing good, Wendy. You're just too hard on yourself. You do some great stuff. And you're very versatile, which I do enjoy about your work. Okay, back to the light mixture. what I'm going to do is I'm going to shape this light. So I'm sort of establishing a mid-tone here with the light mixture. And I can see that it's much wider than I have it. And I'm just going to come back there. Like I said, you gotta have paper economy, meaning you don't want to oversaturate. You don't want to work when it's wet. You want to let it dry because you want to save the paper. Once you start digging into that paper, it's just no good, you know. Okay, so what I'm going to do, since it's 10:56, I'm going to go make some tea. So, talks amongst yourselves. I'll be right back, you know. Yes, I got some, I got to get some more tea. It's green tea with lemon, but this time I'm going to go with some green matcha tea, you know, to get some of the, what do you call that? Immunity, right? We got to make the immunity have. Rick, how's it going? Oh, so Rick got the airbrush and he loves it. Oh, that's so cool. You know, the airbrush is really so important to me. I put a lot of love into it. As you can see, I use it all the time and I believe in it. And I want you all to have that same control that I have, and for 150 bucks, you know, not spending all kinds of money, and, you know, I just want you to really have fun. And that's so important. And so thank you so much for purchasing that, Rick, and everyone out there who did purchase it. I appreciate it. And Extreme Patriot Arrow Customized Nation. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just going to put the kettle on. What? Oh my God, you want to eat? Come here. You want to eat? Come here. Come on. Come on. Is that good? Yeah. Eat your food. Okay, so the kettle is on the griddle or something like that, and let's see, I'm going to use my glasses. Okay, so let's see what I missed. Broken typewriters. Well, that's a bummer. Typing in class. Wow. They did not have typing in my class because I went to an art high school. So I didn't have typing, I didn't have driver's ed. It was all 6 periods of art a day, which was great because when I was ready to go to college, they were all blown away by my portfolio because I was taking serious art classes for 3 years in high school. So that was pretty neat. I went to the High School of Art and Design, really loved it. I was very blessed to go. Studied with some really great painters. And got my love of traditional classical painting. Yes, Chris, I need to do that, you know, to have my cat at least make tea or something, at least make coffee in the morning, my goodness. I was married and she used to make coffee in the morning, but, you know, after that, I have to make my own coffee. It's one of the hardest things about being single. That's funny, right? You know? Yes, I was very blessed with that, Willie, and, you know, to get that kind of, you know, attention in the early going was just unbelievable, you know? To get that opportunity, I don't take it lightly. I thank my parents, my mom and dad. You know, I was a smart kid, at least I like to think I was, good grades, and to tell them I wanted to become an artist, well, you know, you would think, like, what in the world? But they were always very supportive. You know, I could have done anything, but Art chose me, and that's pretty much what happened. So as you see, we're just dedicating the live stream to this sleeve here, but it's so important. And Wendy says Keurig makes her coffee. I love Keurig, but you know, coffee pot with a timer. I love Keurig, but I can't afford it because I'm a coffee drinker, and you know, I end up, it's like $5, $6, $7 for like 24 of them. I go through 24 really fast. So, oh, thank you, Wendy. Wendy says she's glad it chose me. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. See, that's the kind of support we give each other here, you know, is the fact that we, you know, it's kind, we beat ourselves up for being artists, right? You know I do sometimes. You know, look at this crazy life I'm doing, you know, this art thing. It's just, yeah, you know, sometimes I, you know, wonder, would my life have been easier? Definitely would have been easier, but there's a reason, right? And that pull is always there, you know, with the art. It's not something I can just turn on and turn off. It's either there or it's not, and I always had that love. I always say that art is a jealous mistress. She would not allow me to do other things. I couldn't be a fireman, you know, I wanted to, you know, maybe go into armed forces or something like that. You know, it just wouldn't allow me. I couldn't just put it aside, you know. Chris says he drinks so much coffee that he'd kill that cure. And Todd says, Tim, how do you sign up for your mentoring? I want you to email me, Todd, and we'll talk, okay? So I'm doing a mentorship program starting May 1st. And normally you would have to be in the workshop to be in the mentoring program. But the mentoring program is really exciting. And I'll talk to you right after. Wendy, thank you. Wendy says I'm a fantastic artist, as you are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this tea, and I'll be right back. I'm a really good tea maker. The cat, she just lets it seep too long. You did eat some. You did eat some of your food. What? Was that good? Yeah. That was good. All right, so I am back with my green tea with lemon and matcha green tea, which is so good. Who says chicory? I tried chicory and it's really very good. It's so fantastic. So let's see. Keurig wants to pretend they drink. Keurig people wants to pretend they drink coffee. Listen to you. And let's see. Bill says Keurig. So there's a lot of Keurig information. So the mentorship program is really cool. I'm opening up to everybody. And what it is, it's $100 a month. You get 1 2-hour session per week and 1 group class. And that's for $25 a week or $100 a month. I mean, think about it. You know, you go to a school where you have to cram everything in 3 days. That's great if you learn that way. But I don't learn that way. I learn where I have my mentor would help me and come by twice a week, and I would paint the rest of the week, and I would be able to ingest what they said, work on my own, work on a project with them. So you'd work on a project with me 2 hours a week, once a day, around your schedule and my schedule. We'll come up with a schedule that works, right? And so we make sure you're locked in. If you need to change it, it's all well and good. However, now there's going to be a group class, would be I think around Fridays at around 8 o'clock. But if you miss that class, you could go ahead and record it so you can actually watch that class when you want. This class, the group class, is actually fantastic because the group class will be on topics such as printing your artwork, such as photographing your artwork, selling your artwork, new techniques that I found out about, such as things like finding the grain of the skin, working on hard and soft edges. So it's going to make you a better artist, plus you'll have me as a mentor. I did this because $100 a month, if you do this for 4 months, that costs you $400 for 4 months of having a mentor. So jump on this because I'm only going to allow about 16. I have about 7 or 8 now. So 16 of you. So you definitely want to jump on that. So email me at paintedglyphs@gmail.com and I'll let you know and make sure that I reserve your spot. It starts on May 1st, and of course paintedglyphs@gmail.com. So, and what I'm doing is I'm taking my people who the people who are already in the workshop, they're going to finish out their workshop and they'll be grandfathered or grandmothered into the mentorship program. But the new students will go right into the mentorship program for $100 a month. So I think it's the best value out there. This is literally 1984 prices. So not George Orwell's 1984, mind you. But I digress, you know. Wow, that tea's hot. Holy Toledo. Okay, back to enough talking about mentorship programs. See, I don't have ads on this video. I have enough ads that I'm doing on my own, right? You know? Stop talking about your stuff, Tim. Okay. Let's see. So pull this down. Now, remember I always said we can work with different tools? I like this crow quill. I just like saying that word, crow quill. I guess because it's a crow's foot type of thing going on there. Let's see if we could find out. Wendy, you're great with finding out information. Why is it called the crow quill? Because Wendy is she's like Speedy Gonzalez when it comes to anything looking up. She's just amazing. Okay, so I get these little cups, I get them from Walmart. They're like $3. $3. And what do you want to know? Hold on, I'll find out. Oh, cool. Same year as my Corvette. Now, when I was at National Academy School of Fine Art, I paid. Uh, Actually, I didn't pay there. I was a scholarship student, but it was around that price. I think it was like 140 a month for a class, and that was a 3-hour class, 5 days a week. The teacher came by twice a week. Okay, so I love this crow quill. So let's go ahead. Look at what we can do. So we're working with ink, so we have such an advantage over other mediums. I want to get this hard edge, and I don't know if there's a much better way to get a hard edge than this. Actually, I graduated Art and Design '85, and I went to university. I studied at Long Island University, art history. I studied landscape painting with Daniel Chard at Glassboro State University. And then I did a short stint at the Art Students League with George Passantino, who was a student of Frank Riley, who was very famous with the Riley method. I did that for about 1 semester, and then I went for 3 years at the National Academy School of Fine Arts, and I did that with Harvey Dinnerstein, and then once in a while I took the afternoon class with Ron Scher, who was a former student of Harvey Dinnerstein. So let's see what people. The name Croquill reflects the history of dip pens when they really were made of feathers. Only the 5 feathers of the wingtips could be used for pen. How cool is that? Look at that, Wendy. You don't ever disappoint. Look at that. Wendy is like the quickest draw in the world when it comes to either finding a price on Amazon, right, Wendy? You are good. And also finding information like that. So everyone, Wendy, you are definitely amazing. And let's see. So John says, I agree, Colette. Oh, thank you, Colette. Colette says she loves my classes. Aw, I love having you in my class. Definitely. Oh, yes, you are a good price. Hey, oi, como vai você? How you doing, Vital? Boa noite. That's Portuguese, guys. And so Vital, are you from Brazil or Portugal? I speak a little bit of Portuguese, but it's very close to Spanish, so I can get away with it. Oh, Proquill, but you said Croquill. Yes, Croquill, that's correct. Is it Proquill? For my whole life I've been saying Croquill. Have I been saying it wrong? I've done that before. Yes, so once again, so those who have just started, I'm going to put my Crow or Proquill, not sure how to say it now. And so if you want to win this painting, bam, look at this. This is a beautiful painting, everybody. It's a print of my painting, which is entitled, the painting is entitled Aroused by Rothko. That's Mark Rothko, the famous painter. And you see right here, And look how it's printed. It looks like it has clear coat. It just might, not telling. And it's 8 by 10. I'm going to mat it. I'm going to send it to you. And so it's on canvas board. How great is that? It has a canvas texture to it. And the colors are very, very close to my actual painting with this India ink here. So all you have to do to win that, or get a chance to win it, is to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, send an email right here to paintedglyphs@gmail.com saying you want to be in the running, and make sure you like this video. And you could actually win this print. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Wendy loves the print. That means a lot to me. So definitely, you know, and I'm going to pay. So even if you win, Vital, if you're over there in Brazil, I will send it on over to you. So I'll pay for the shipping. If you're in New Zealand, New Jersey, I don't care. I'm going to send it to you for free, and I'm going to mat it. I'm just giving back to you guys for the inspiration that you give me, you know. Oh, Wendy says that she's learned how much you're painting exactly from a professional photographer. Very cool. Oh, very cool. Oh, muito obrigado, Vital. Muito obrigado. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And exactly from how to match your painting. So you learned from a photographer how to match a painting. Exactly. That's wonderful. I love that. That's so important, isn't it? So in the email, Wendy, I just want you to say, I want a chance to win. That's all. I just want a chance to win the print. Okay? So that's all you have to do. So, David, thank you so much. Let me know how the airbrush goes. It's so great. I'm so glad that you, you know, trusted in me to purchase that airbrush. It means so much. And take care of yourself, my friend, and be safe. So as you see, we went ahead, and now we can do some of the darks in there. Trying to make that leather turn now. Oh, that would be great, Wendy, if you did a video on that. That would be excellent. Oh, that's so fantastic. So great. But this particular print is really close. That's why I'm so proud of it. So I'm very excited to, you know, give away this print, because it's the one that I did that really is so close to the original artwork. And that's what I want the prints to be. Just feel like you have the original artwork. And the fact that it's, you know, it looks as though it's clear coated. Isn't that beautiful? It's like a varnish cover. Isn't that just, that makes me happy. I would hang this in my house. So that's why I want to share that with you all. And I love that painting. I really enjoyed that painting because I'm a big fan of Mark Rothko's work. You know, you wouldn't think a realistic painter like me would be a fan of Mark Rothko, but he's doing some wonderful things. Well, he did. He's not with us anymore. Just making that turn. And okay, so we're going to move around. Remember, we don't want to ignore one area, so we're just going to keep going. So here we ignoring a little bit, so let's move down there and darken some of these areas. We can use our freehand shield here and we can get this hard edge. Perpendicular and not parallel, right? You all know that, you know. So basically $25 a week or $100 a month for the mentorship program. I used to offer the $300 for the 18 hours, but I don't do that anymore. So if I did tell you that, you know, I would offer it to you, you know, and there's a couple of people who I'm going to allow that, you know, to those who already put in their interest in it. But as for now, the workshop is now the mentorship program, which I think is an incredible value. So it looks like we didn't do anything today, but look how, you know, she's coming together, right? And that's what we have to look at, how it's just slowly coming together. And that's what I mean by going from light to dark, right? You know, we're just building this up slowly. We don't have to build Rome in a day. We can just, you know, get there when we get there. We're not building likeness, we're painting light. We're light detectives. That's all we are. So let me get rid of the text for now, because it's in the way, right? And to continue our detective work. So look at that, we're at 11:22 already, which, yes, so John said he definitely brought his work up to new levels. He really did. John has been taking my class for some time now, and he's just kicking ass, as all my students do. You guys just kick butt, you know, you really do. I expect a lot from you, and you know, and I give a lot to my students, you know, and never has a student let me down. So I'm so happy about that. Willie says he's off to bed. Willie, always a pleasure. Thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate you every week and your support, and I hope you have a great night. Do not work hard tomorrow, okay? Work like halfway, right? That would be good. And so I would like to hear you working half hard, not too hard. Hey, it's Thursday. That's one day from Friday, right? That's a good thing. So you see, as we're working in the medium mixture, that, you know, what looked kind of blotchy before is now coming together. And then we can just, you know, sort of put in those details. But we have to paint the whole picture. It's so important to paint the whole picture. So there might be a day when you're not doing anything, like, you know, hey, John Diekman, thank you always for hanging out. I appreciate you so much, John. I hope you have a great evening. John's in Wisconsin. He's a great supporter of the channel, does some great work, and always so glad you're here, sir. See right here, again, you know, it's so funny. We have to make sure on the edges of the painting, we sort of run out of gas where for some reason we don't paint all the way to the edge. And that's what we have to do. We have to paint all the way to the edge. It's not something you want to do later, right? You know, there's times when, you know, you're working on a painting and then at the end of the painting, just before you sign, it's like, oh yeah, down here I didn't go dark and I didn't extend that dark. You don't want it to be an afterthought. You want to work on that during the process, because a little bit of too much light down there could throw everything off, right? Because everything is interdependent on everything else. Really is. You know, everything's interdependent. Interdependent. Is that the way to say it? So love hanging with everybody tonight. We have 5 more minutes. I always give the full 2 hours when I can, right? And so you see, you know, we have the groundwork. I always say, and this is what my teacher Harvey Dinnerstein said, once you have 100% of your painting down, it pretty much paints itself. So once you have complete coverage, that's when everything sort of falls into place quicker. So getting rid of some overspray. You know, one thing about overspray, you don't have to look for it, right? It's always there. You know, you always have to combat it. So always protect it, and always protect more than you have to with overspray, because it will be there, and it will be more than you think. I love my little pink pearl. They're so inexpensive. I like giving them away when people buy airbrushes or inks from me. I love giving away the pink pearl, because that's something you don't think of buying for yourself, right? You know, like the pink pearl, or sometimes I give away these, which are hard to get, you know. You can't buy these in stores. There's nowhere. You just luckily get them on eBay. So I bought some, and I'm always happy to share them with you. A lot of you, everyone out there has jobs and families. You can't be looking for stuff on eBay like that, so I understand. So that's why I try to get some really good finds and share them with you. So today was basically just you guys and girls looking over my shoulder, what my process is, how I work on that arm, you know, keeping everything caught up, right? We had to catch up her jacket. It was way behind. So Wendy says she's beautiful. She loves this one. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that so much. And Wendy, thank you so much for looking up Crow Quill. That is the best. You are great. And let's see, a little sip of this is matcha green tea. Is that true? Matcha green tea is really good for your immune system? Brad, have a great night. Always a pleasure. And Brad's doing some great things. He's in our mentorship program right now. So, you know, he was grandfathered in from the workshop program. So he's enjoying and doing some great work. The proof's in the pudding, in the airbrush, in the mentorship program, in the workshops. The proof is always in the pudding. Have a great night, John. Always a pleasure, my friend. My cat just freaked out and ran across the room for no apparent reason. Imagine if people did that. You know, you're working in an office, and all of a sudden, like, the receptionist just gets up and just runs to the other end of the room for no apparent reason. If only life was like that. You can just do that. Cats are crazy. They're crazy and cool at the same time. She feels good. Yeah, hopefully that's it. 'Cause I gave her food while I was going to get the tea. I gave her some food. She eats the dry food, but sometimes she wants the wet, you know. Oh my God, it's 11:30. So that means that's it for today's live stream. So hey everybody, I really, 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 really thank you for hanging out with me. Everybody. Wow, looks like Christmas in my studio, huh? Look at that. So you see there's a painting behind here. I did that a while ago. So you do work in color. So here is the painting I'll be giving away, the print of my painting. The painting is called Aroused by Rothko. And this print actually came out the same colors as my original. And if you look, it has a wonderful clear coat type of finish to it. So I'm going to mat it, and I'm going to send it to the winner. All you have to do is like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and then email me. All you have to do is say, I want to win the print, right? And that's all you have to do, and that is paintedglyphs@gmail.com. So thank you, everyone. You guys are all the best. Guys and girls are all the best. I appreciate you, and I hope you all have the best evening. And I hope to talk to you soon. Bye, guys.